It happened on a Tuesday morning in the middle of the high school cafeteria, the kind of day that blends into others unless something extraordinary decides to split the ordinary wide open. Emily Carson, 16, quiet, bookish, and recently returned from 6 months of chemotherapy, was carrying her tray of lunch, turkey sandwich, apple slices, chocolate milk, when someone bumped her shoulder. She stumbled. The tray tilted. And then the worst thing happened. Her wig, the soft chestnut one her mom had helped her pick out just weeks earlier, slipped off her smooth, bare head and fell to the floor like a dead bird. For a beat, the room froze. Then came the laughter. Not from everyone, but enough. A few students at the corner table stifled giggles behind their hands. A boy near the vending machine whispered something to his friend and snorted. Even the lunch lady looked momentarily stunned. Emily stood still, her face pale but burning with shame. Her tray was still in her hands, untouched. Her wig lay between her sneakers like something offensive. A quiet swept over her like a suffocating fog. All she wanted was to vanish. But then something unexpected happened. A tall man in a charcoal gray overcoat, standing by the entrance with a messenger bag slung over one shoulder, set down his coffee and walked into the silence like it was a battlefield. No one recognized him at first. Maybe a teacher's guest. Maybe a substitute. He had kind eyes, the kind that scanned the room with quiet authority. Without saying a word, he approached Emily, knelt down, and gently picked up the wig. He didn't hand it to her right away. Instead, he turned to the crowd and did something no one expected. He took off his hat. And underneath was nothing. No hair. No stubble. Just a smooth, scarred scalp that caught the light from the cafeteria windows. "I lost mine in 2012, he said softly, but loud enough for the cafeteria to hear. Stage 3 lymphoma. Took a year of my life, but it gave me something, too. It gave me perspective." He turned to Emily, offering her the wig with both hands like it was a crown. "You, young lady, are a warrior." Emily's eyes widened. Her throat tightened. She couldn't speak, so she nodded, slowly, and took the wig from his hands, but she didn't put it back on. "Not yet." The man turned back to the room, addressing the silent students. "You might think it's funny," he said, voice calm but firm, "but bravery doesn't always come wrapped in armor or medals. Sometimes it walks in on shaky legs with a bald head and tries to sit down to eat lunch like everyone else." Nobody laughed now. Some looked down at their trays. A girl near the back blinked away tears. "Her name is Emily," he added. "And she just won a battle most of you couldn't even begin to fight." He gave a small, respectful nod, then picked up his coffee and left the room as quietly as he had entered. Emily sat down, still shaking, still stunned. A moment later, a girl from her English class came over and sat beside her. Then another. And another. No one said anything about the wig. Someone offered her an extra cookie. Someone else passed her a napkin. And for the first time in weeks, Emily smiled. Later that day, she learned the man was a veteran, a motivational speaker visiting a social studies class about resilience. He wasn't supposed to be in the cafeteria at all. He was early. He was just getting coffee while he waited for the bell. But timing, as it turns out, is everything. The story spread through the school in waves. Laughter turned to reflection. Jokes became apologies. And while not everyone changed overnight, something in the air had shifted. Compassion had bloomed in a place it had no roots just minutes earlier. That Friday, students showed up wearing hats. Baseball caps, fedoras, beanies. A quiet movement sparked by one man's simple act. A sign of solidarity. For Emily. For anyone fighting a battle no one else could see. And Emily? She stopped wearing the wig the next week. She walked the halls with her chin high, a soft scarf tied around her head like a badge of honor. When someone stared, she smiled. When someone smiled first, she smiled back. The world didn't become perfect. Some people still whispered. But now, more voices rose to meet them, voices that said, "She's strong. She's beautiful. She's still here." And that made all the difference. We spend so much time worried about what makes us different, what might make us targets, what might make us stand out for the wrong reasons. But sometimes, what sets us apart is what connects us most deeply. Because kindness doesn't need a spotlight. Courage doesn't need applause. Sometimes, all it takes to change a life is one quiet gesture from a stranger who remembers what it felt like to stand alone. And sometimes, the bravest thing we can do is take off our hat first.